The river, you play down the, you're gonna have to come see this, guys.
What is one word that you would use to describe Casa de Campo?
Huge. This place is giant. For golfers who are thinking Casa de Campo as teeth of the dog, this is certainly one of the jewels in the crown for Casa de Campo. But the resort is gigantic. There's shooting, there's equestrian sports, there's a world-class marina with yachts that are 200 feet long. They look like cruise ships. There's so much to do here, so many restaurants. The resort stretches for 5 or 6 miles along the beach. You get your own cart and drive around, and it's then that you really appreciate how big this place is.
It's probably some of the best golf that you can get in a confined area, and the ease of use is something that you just can't explain. How easy it is to get around the resort, but how much quality there is in all the, not just the golf, but all the amenities that Casa de Campo has. The golf is spectacular and world-class, and you have 3 completely different golf experiences. Die 4, links, teeth. But beyond the golf, you have Altos de Chavon, which is a 17th century Mediterranean village. It's not your typical golf trip. And if you do different things outside of the golf, you're gonna create memories.
But what's your favorite hole out here along the ocean?
I think it's got to be this hole right behind us, number 5. I don't think I've ever played anywhere in the world where you're so intimately close to the water like this. There's 7 holes out here that are right next to the ocean. Other courses kind of far away, you could literally jump into the water on this course, on these holes, and that's just something that you don't get at many places.
I'd have to agree with you, and for similar reasons, but the main thing for me, I've written before about golf courses that have aha moments to where think you know what you're going to be in store for, and then you get to a certain point on the course and realize, aha, this is why I'm here. This is what makes this special. So as you play Casa de Campo, teeth of the dog here, 1, 2 are a little bit inland, 3 and 4 are along the water. You can see the water the whole way down, and you feel like you're playing ocean holes. The water's less than 150 yards away. But when you make the curve from behind number 4 green to pull up on the number 5 tee box, you are suddenly in a place where the salt spray is going to get on your shoes, and you're trying to hit a 165-yard shot to this tiny little green set in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. And it's like a Jack Sparrow moment. You are part of the Caribbean for that time and space, and it's that aha moment that it's not like other courses that say they're an ocean course and you might be 100 yards away from the water, you might be removed at whatever distance. Here you are on top of the water, the waves are breaking at your feet, and it's just astonishing. It's got to be one of the prettiest par 3s in the world.
It's so friendly off the tee. Anybody can play the golf course, but for the lower handicap person, they'll have an appreciation for the shots that it requires to get a good score, or maybe the different types of short game shots that you have around the greens. It's not a one shot, it's not a one wedge around the green golf course. It requires a lot of imagination, which is a ton of fun. And the scenery is just breathtaking.
You want to talk about short-sighted? Pete Dye knows short-sighted, and he built courses that way. So you find yourself with all these awkward little shots. It's a thinking golf course. It's difficult in places, but its difficulty is really around the greens. Pete had talked about before that he wanted to be buried in a pot bunker. They didn't quite go pot bunker, but they used a grass bunker. They sprinkled his ashes to the side of 8 green. So as you're playing number 8 at Casa de Campo, it's a real pretty par 4 on the water, eternity views out to Catalina Island. It's just stunning. But as you go by, give a little tip of the cap to Pete Dye and appreciate what he built into this course. But know that he is in a 10-foot hole to the right side of the green, and you do not want to hit your golf ball in there because you're going to make a 6 if you do. Even from the grave, Pete Dye is having the last word on how you should play that golf hole.
And when you say all-inclusive, sometimes people have like this idea of what all-inclusive is. We're a different type of all-inclusive because the reality of it is really only the golf groups are in an all-inclusive situation, which for anyone who's traveled with golfers, you're tallying up bar bills 6 months after your golf trip, So here it doesn't matter if I want a Coke and you want a champagne, it is what it is. You sign your ticket and we see you later. It's a very service oriented experience, you know. You'll end up leaving Casa de Campo knowing the guys' names at Lago or knowing the caddy masters, you know, here at Die 4. You're gonna end up and you're gonna, year after year, people come back and they're gonna remember you.
And that is how you do Casa de Campo.
That's a wrap.